Hello YouTube. We made it to the last season of Game of Thrones. I've been watching this show. I am enamored by it. I love Game of Thrones. So I have 8 predictions. But at the end of the day, I have one major prediction that I'm almost so sure of, I almost consider it a spoiler, and I don't think anybody sees it coming. And that's going to be my last prediction, so stick around for that one. All right, so my first prediction, I think everybody pretty much is expecting this. So we're at a point now to where almost all of the timelines or all the different stories are starting to fold together. My first prediction is that Greyjoy dies, saving his sister Yara. I think everybody pretty much expects this anyway, at least him going and trying to save her. And he has to die because of Game of Thrones. And so Greyjoy dies, saving his sister Yara. That's my first one. My second one has to do with the blacksmith boy. And there are some people out there that believe the blacksmith boy will play a bigger part in the last season. I don't think he will. I think what we're going to see is a gigantic battle. And I think he will die during that battle or before that battle, or he'll be killed by some main character for some sinister reason. But I believe he's going to die. He's a minor character. No one really wants to see him sitting on the throne, so I don't think he's going to be an issue. But those are my first 2. Okay, my next 4 are all kind of be clumped together, because I think we're going to have a big battle. I know there's some questions about that happening, but based on the budget that they had for the last season, and also based on the fact that they shortened it because of just the pure cost of making the season, so I think we're going to have a massive battle. I mean, we're talking like Lord of the Rings size battle, right? But my next 4 are all going to be based. 3 is based around the battle itself, and then one of them is just kind of an overview of why I think all this happened, blaming a character for being the cause of all this, and ultimately my last 2 are the ones that I think are amazing. So, but anyway, so here we go. So I think we're gonna get this big battle. So I think we're gonna get Jaime there. We're gonna get Dany there. We're gonna have Cersei Lannister there. And so basically everybody is going to be grouped there with the White Walkers. So Jon Snow is going to be there. We're basically going to be almost like a battle of Armageddon, right? So they're like meeting at the field of Armageddon. And I think that it's possible that all the realms of men, Lord of the Rings fan, that all the realms of men kind of congeal into a group to fight the Walkers. And either the Walkers start winning or something, right, during this battle. And I think ultimately what happens is that Jon Snow either kills the leader of the Walkers, or he stands up in the middle of this battle or whatever happens, and he takes control of the Walkers. Jon is dead, right? I know it's he's dead, right? It's a thing. Jon's dead. He died. They brought him back. I mean, technically, he died in the North. The man can be a Walker, right? And so I think that because he died on this side of the wall, I don't know, I'm still working this out in my head, but whatever. I think he ends up taking control of the Walkers. And either he kills the king, takes control of them, they fall apart, or whatever. But I think he leads them back across the wall. And maybe he becomes a new king in the North with the Walkers as his subjects. I don't know. But I think Jon Snow becomes the king of the North as he leads the Walkers back across the wall. And so that takes Jon off the table. So that's prediction number 3. But I think during this battle, somehow, some way, Dany kills Cersei Lannister, usurping her from the throne. So at this point, we've got Jon gone, and we have Dany in position to take the throne. Let's pull back a little bit, because I want to give 2 other predictions before we go to the big ones, which I think is going to be. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a moment of peace, right? So we're going to go through this big battle. Dany's going to be sitting on the throne, and then we're going to have this moment where we get some information, things are revealed, and then we have this almost Red Wedding style upheaval in the Game of Thrones world, and we'll get to that one. So the things that I think that we're going to find revealed is that, number one, I think we're going to find out that almost all of this is Bran's fault. And what I mean by that is we already know that the reason why the Walkers were able to come across the wall is because of Bran, right? But he's also got this weird thing where he can travel backward, forward, around in time, and all this stuff. So I think what we may find out is that Bran lives, and Bran, it turns out, was maybe the voice whispering in the Mad King's ear that drove him insane. Somehow, some way, either purposefully or because he didn't know what he was doing. I don't know, but I think Bran is responsible for everything from the Trident to the final battle of Armageddon, right? And my other prediction inside of this little thing before we go to the big two is I think, because of some of the things that happen at the end of it, that Jaime Lannister and Sansa end up together. And I don't know how that works, but I think it ends up with Jaime and Sansa running the north, right, and maintaining the wall. Somehow, some way. I think they either hook up together or she goes back and she takes Winterhold and Jaime goes to the wall. I don't really know. I just know that I think they're both going to end up in the north. And so that leads me to my two big predictions, okay? And I'm so sure of the last one that I almost considered a spoiler, like I said. So let's get into those. Okay, my last two predictions. My seventh prediction is that after everything clears, that Tyrion Lannister will end up on the Iron Throne. But in our chain of events here, right now Dany's on the throne. So I think what happens is one of the greatest upheavals in the entire storyline. I think it's even above and beyond the Red Wedding. What I think happens is, and if you go back in time with me for a minute, to season 1, when Ned Stark was the Hand of the King, and the council had put a hit out on Dany back when she was with Drogo, and Ned tried to stop the contract, and the council member said that once the Faceless had received a contract, it could never be taken back. I believe that Arya Stark is dead. I think Arya has been dead since she went to join the Faceless. I think they stabbed her and they stole her face, right? And I think that the Faceless are trying to get close enough to Dany to kill her, but she's been on the other side of the Narrow Sea. And so what I think is going to happen is I think Dany's going to take the Iron Throne, and I think Arya is going to kill her. Step up behind her, slit her throat, something. I think she's going to murder her while she's sitting on the throne. And then I think she's going to pull off her face, and we're going to finally realize that the entire time the Faceless were just trying to get close enough. And so that leaves only Tyrion Lannister really in line for the throne. I mean, if everybody else is dead, and you kill Dany, I think it's the greatest upheaval in Game of Thrones history. That the character that they've made us love, they reveal has always been dead, and she kills the second character that's probably the most loved character, and Tyrion Lannister takes the throne. Those are my predictions. So that's 8 of them. I'll rate myself on them. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope that's not how it turns out, but I think that's what's going to happen. So as I said, I'll do recaps at the end of each episode. I'll give myself a rating, but if I'm right about Arya, I consider myself 1, even if I only get 1 out of 7. But those are my predictions. As I said, thanks for joining. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the little bell for notifications. Let's go watch some Game of Thrones, guys.